I started biking about 4 years ago when I got into college. I brought my bike up from the suburbs and honestly changed my life for the better. Although people always complain about how there's cars in the city and you're gonna have to navigate around that, there's actual infrastructure built for biking in the city rather than in somewhere like the suburbs where everything's so far apart, way more tailored towards cars and being so separated. I feel more comfortable getting to point A to point B. The reason I didn't bring my car to the city and brought my bike instead was that traffic can be really bad up here, and because everything's so compact, it takes even longer to go somewhere in a car rather than using your bike. Because with a car, you're kind of in your own world, but when you're in a bike, you kind of feel more connected to the world and have to pay attention to stuff going on around you. Having that knowledge is super important when you're traveling. I've biked in other cities like Boston and New York and even like LA, which was the worst one. Chicago, I think, is also just such a great city for being able to bike in. It's like the Lakeshore Path or even the North Shore Path, a little bit more local areas for just meant for biking as well. I've gotten doored, almost gotten hit plenty of times in the city. I've gotten yelled at by plenty of drivers complaining that I'm taking too much of the road, and it can be super frustrating like that. In terms of a future within urban cycling in the US, based on the current trajectory, it's not looking great. I think that a lot of the US is super car dependent as we continue to expand on highway lanes and create, tear down sidewalks to be able to expand the roads. I am optimistic that if we continue to provide support and to the politicians and agencies that do support urban cycling, I think that there could definitely be a future. I decided to become a mechanic because I wanted to help as many people with their bike needs as possible. I want as many people to be biking as much as they can, and being able to provide that service, I think, is super helpful because not everyone has that interest or that knowledge or the ability to be able to do that yourself. And I wanted to be able to help others as much as I can and get as many people on the road as possible on bikes, so that it's better for obviously the environment and also better for people in general be able to bike as much as possible.